Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Snack on a Skyscraper by rockratzero. So, these outside clues are simultaneously sandwich sums and skyscraper clues. And the question mark is to be deduced by the solver. But once you deduce it, say for the sandwich, that means it's also that same number for the skyscraper. So let's go over the rules carefully here. So we do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, meaning in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these digits outside the grid. Let's start with this 5 here. So first of all, they are sandwich sums. So they're both sandwich sums and skyscrapers. I'm going to go over them individually as if it wasn't both, just to go over the rules, because I don't want to accidentally start doing logic while I go over the rules. So as a sandwich sum, what this is telling us is that the 1 and the 6 will be somewhere in the column, because the column has a 1 and a 6. And in between that 1 and 6 are digits that add to 5. So in this case, we could do like 2, 3 like that. So between the 1 and the 6, we are adding to 5. Or I can move this 6 here and do 5 like that. All right, that's sandwich. Now as a skyscraper, we're think about standing where on top of the skyscraper clue and looking in the direction of the row or column from that clue. Now, we're kind of not imagining there's no perspective here, but from that vantage point on the ground, which skyscrapers can you see where the digit represents the height of the skyscraper? So we're going to count how many we can see. So for example, if I put a 2 here, that is a 2-story skyscraper, meaning that wherever the 1 is, say it's here, I can't see that 1 because the 2 is blocking it, but I can see all the other ones. Now, if I put the 3, let's say I put a 4 here, then now I can see the 4, right? I can see this 2 and I can see this 4, but I can't see this 1 because the 1 is shorter than both the 2 and the 4. And so I can't see the 3 either, wherever the 3 ends up being. Say it's at the end here. I can't see it because the 4 is now blocking it. Okay, and then I can fill out, say, 6 and 5. And so I end up seeing, after the 6, you can never see any skyscrapers, right? So I end up seeing 3. And so this clue should have been a 3. If these were the digits, this clue should have been 3. So that's not a valid one for the 5. But that would be a 3 skyscraper. So I know skyscraper is a little bit difficult to understand. Another way to think about it is keep track as you move along of what the biggest digit you've seen is and only count ones that are larger than the biggest you've seen. All right, and those are the rules. There is a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so what's interesting about the sandwich is the sandwich involves the 6, which is going to block everything after it. Now, for a 2 clue, we are always going to see this one. Let me actually, yeah, I'll use green for what I see here. And then I have to have the 6, right? If I don't put the 6 here, then I'm definitely going, oh no, so I have to, like this could be a 5, for example, and then I only see the 6 and that works out just fine. So a 5 there would just do the job. So what I was about to say was wrong. I know I have either somewhere I've got 1, 2, 6 or 6, 2, 1, right? So I've got a 1 with a 2 with a 1, 6 surrounding it, but I don't know exactly where that is in this row because we can't add to 2 other than just having a singular 2. 4 is actually the same because I can't put a 1, 3 pair in between a 1 and a 6 because the 1 can't be used twice. So and you definitely can't do 2 plus 2. So again, we're going to have some kind of 1, 6 pair with a 4 in between. Maybe the 5 is the most interesting one because we need to just be increasing mostly. So if you think about it, this can't be larger than 2. If this was a 3, then we'd be hiding the 1 and the 2, and we could only ever see 4 of the digits. Like 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the best you could do, and the 1 and 2 would be hidden no matter where you put them. So one thing you can do with skyscrapers that are fairly large is we can just put 1, 2 here, and then you can just slightly increase it as you move along, which means the 6 actually can only go in one of these 2 cells. If the 6 were anywhere further back, then it would block. So remember, 6 blocks everything after it. So if this was a 6, these 2 would be blocked, and that couldn't be a count of 5. So that means our sum of 5 involves this 6 somewhere around here. And that means that the farthest or the earliest I can reach is a 2, 3 pair here, a 6 here, a 2, 3 pair here, and a 1 here. The furthest back I can put the 1 is right there. because you cannot sum to 5 in 3 digits, especially if you can't use the 1. But even if you could use the 1, you still can't do it because 1, 2, 3 is 6. But we can't use the 1, so 2, 3, 4 would be 9. That's way too big. So even if I try to stretch it as best as I can, the 1 cannot be here. This has to be a 2. And that means the 1 is the digit that's hidden, which means we have to be increasing as we move along. And so this can't what am I saying? Oh, and that means the 5 is on its own in the sum. Okay, and if the 5 is on it, because we can't do 2, 3 anymore, because the 2 is here. And so we have to be 5 on its own, because we can't do 1, 4. The 1 is already used by the sandwich. So the 1 can't reach here is what I'm trying to say, right? Because if this was 1, this would have to be 5, 6, and that doesn't work. So this is a 3. So we're working our way down here. And so now I need to have the 4 before I do the 5, because the 5 would block the 4. So if I tried to do 1 here, I'd have to do 1, 5, 6, 4, and then I'd only see 2, 3, 5, 6. That's not 5. So this has to be the 4. And then now there's only way to do this sandwich is 1, 5, 6 like that. Okay, so this is the only way that 5 clue works. That's really interesting. We probably could have thought about that a little bit more cleanly by thinking about where does the 1, 5, 6 go? Because we would need the 2, 3, 4 to be before it. So yeah, I think that's a much cleaner way to think about it, but I didn't really think about it that way. Now this 3 clue, it's just gonna do 1, 3, 6 like that, because for the sandwich, because these are our sandwich. This the 1, 6 needs to be around a 3. You can't add to 3 without a 1 in 2 cells. And so now we're supposed to see 3 digits here. We're not seeing these two. These two are hidden by the 6. So whatever these two are, we don't see them. So we're never going to see this 1. The only way you see a 1 is if it's the first one. And so we're seeing this 3, 6. So this needs to be seen, but it can't block the 3. So it has to be a 2. And then that puts the 4, 5 over here. Very nice. And this is a 5, 6, just by Sudoku. Okay, well, we do have a sandwich going on somehow here, but we don't know what this question mark is. What we do know is that we can't put 1, 6 like this or 1, 6 like this. The 1 can't be next to the 6. That would be a sandwich sum of 0, and then we would need a 0 skyscraper clue for this column. You always see at least 1. You see the first one. So the 1 ends up over here somewhere, which is actually interesting for this 2. If the 1 were here, I couldn't do 2, 6 because that would repeat the 6. So actually the 1 ends up right there, and we do 2, 6 like that. And now we need to see 2 skyscrapers. How are we going to limit this to 2 though? Actually, this is a 3. That's how we limit it to 2. Because we finished the row with a 3, and then now that we see those 2. Okay, perfect. So this is all working out. Now, the skyscraper clue here is telling us that we don't see these 3 digits. So this is this skyscraper clue, and it also isn't a 1 because we always see the 6. We always see the first one next to it and always the 6. So this is a 2 or a 3 skyscraper clue. But in order to be a 3 skyscraper clue, I guess that would work. I could do 3, 1. Sorry, I was going to say we couldn't go up to do it. But we could go down to do it, and that actually works. So that might be what we do. Otherwise, we go up and we put a 1 here, and it's a 2 skyscraper clue, which also would work. All right, let's look at this 4 then. This 4, 5 is going to block a bunch of digits, right? We can't see anything less than a 3 beyond it. We know anything about Sudoku here? That might help. Not as much as you'd think. 5 is up here. 2 is down here. Yeah, I don't think this is going to help. Okay, I got to think about this 4 skyscraper, I think. So, is it the skyscraper or the sandwich? Again, 4 is on its own. So this is either going 4, 6 like this. Now, if we did 4, 6 like this, how would we do a 4 clue? This would be the 5. Right, so we would see this cell, we'd see the 5 and the 6. That works. it would be, so let's not do big digits. This would be 6. Sorry, this would be 4. This would be 6. This would be 5. I'm going to use corner marks for this. 4, 6. This would be 5. Let's get rid of these 6s. And then we would need to see both of these because the 5 and the 6 would be the only ones seen right now. We don't see these two is what I'm saying because they're hidden by the 5. So these two need to be seen. So we need the 2 and the 3 to be like that exactly. So we'd be 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 6. Or we'd do 1, 4, 6. Oh yeah, we're definitely not doing 1, 4, 6 this way because if we did that, then the 6 is hiding 4 cells. We would only see these two. Okay, so this is what it is. It's 2, 3, 5, 4, 6. That's a 2, that's a 4. Okay, is there more Sudoku to do? Maybe in this row, we need a 1, 4, 6. That's not 4, that's not 6, that's not 6. So that's a 6. This column, we need 1, 2, and 5. That's not a 2, that's not a 2, so that's the 2. This box, we need 1, 3, 5. That's not a 3, so that's the 3. Okay. This is 1, 4, 5. So now we might be able to figure out this question mark. And we knew it was a 2 or a 3. We're not going this way then, because this would be a 4 clue. It would have to go 6, 4, 1, and we can't see 4 digits that way. So this is going 6, 2, 1. That's 4, that's 5, and we do see 2 digits. Perfect. That's 5, that's 1, that's a 1. That's our 5. Now we should be able to just plonk the rest of this. This is a 1 for the box. We need a 4 and a 6, and then down here we need 3 and 4, and we're done. And right at the end, we do in the corner. Very nice. All right, really cool puzzle, Rockrat. Yeah, I had to think pretty intricately about how the skyscraper and sandwiches interact. But yeah, you kept it interesting each time. Kind of was a different concept each time. And the break-in with this 5 was interesting, that there was only one way this column actually worked at all. And in retrospect, yeah, you need the sandwich to be here. Because once you hit the 6, you're done. And the 1 is going to get hidden because the 1's not going to be up here. So you need to stick the 6 all the way at the end. And that just tells you it's 6, 5, 1. I guess the only thing you have to consider is whether you can put a 2, 3 between the 1 and the 6, but obviously you can't because whatever's before it's going to hide that. So yeah, that's probably a much simpler way to think about it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.